Yeah, this is NFL Chaos with Jeremy. I am Jeremy. I bring the chaos. And we'll be back right after this to talk about one thing and one thing only. The Jets have yet to sign a defensive player. I'm not even talking about the open market free agency, a guy who wasn't on the team. We haven't even signed a defensive player that's on our team. We have not signed a defensive player. We were the 32nd ranked defense in the NFL last year. We have lost Foley Fadokasi. Some people say that's for the best. And we have added no one, nobody, Zilcho. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Who did we retain? Willie Barnes, Willie Hayes, Willie Mays, Bob Mays, Bill Mays. What was his name? Let me elaborate right after this. I would regret it if people look back at the first episode and you weren't on it.
Yeah, well, I like that. It's called forward thinking.
We have one of the worst beats in the world. We do. Our beat is horrible.
Connor could shove that article up his ass.
And then I went to that game, and I was like, this is the greatest team I've ever seen in my life. I'm a Jet fan. This is going to be the greatest run ever. Yeah.
No, because if they take Ekwonu, I'm not complaining.
Joe Douglas is the king of keeping shit close to the vest.
A 2, a 4, and a 6 for Darnold?
Did the Jets really ruin Sam Darnold, or did Sam Darnold just suck all along and we were just trying to talk ourselves into it?
And Hamilton is a player who can potentially make a very big impact.
And suddenly here we are today, you can't get rid of him.
Right, it's like a plague.
Joe Douglas was hired because he's not those general managers.
Okay, Luscious.
Somebody is going to fall just like Elijah Moore did, just like Michael Carter did.
You know, what would, if you had one sentence to say to Joe Douglas, what would you say? So you would say, you had me at hello, and then give him a big old wet one right on the smack.
And we're back. And in case you didn't know it, the beginning of this show was just sarcasm. That's right. I'm not freaking out because free agency hasn't even started yet. It hasn't even started yet. And I know some people are freaking out. People did not like to see Marcus Williams sign with Baltimore, especially for a price we thought we might be willing to pay, $12 million a year. But let's remember this. Whether we know it or not, there's no way to know it unless he came out and said it directly. We may have offered Marcus Williams the same thing, and he may have said, I want to go to Baltimore. We don't know. We don't know. So we didn't know that. We had no idea that JD didn't try. He may not have. He may have. He might be planning on drafting a guy named Kyle Hamilton. It's very possible that might be his plan. I mean, we've got to pick somebody in the draft. Why not be Hamilton? Everybody wants to sign this guy or that guy. Guys, we're a day in. Yesterday was a good day, a very good day. And now we look to defense. But you know what? It might not even happen. Let's say the next big signing is A. Robinson. We'd be pretty excited. Although part of us might be disappointed because if we sign a guy like A. Robinson, does that mean we're not going to draft high on a wide receiver in the draft? Because some people want Garrett Wilson. Or maybe, do we do both? Would the Jets do that? Would they sign Allen Robinson and then draft Garrett Wilson and completely stack the linebacker room? The wide receiver room. Would they do that? I don't know. We're going to find out. But you have to think we have some plans for defense, right? We've got to do something for that defense. But it's early on, and the plan will unveil itself. But Marcus Williams is now a Baltimore Raven. He is off the board. He is not a possibility. But I have a feeling that a lot more players are on line to get cut. As you see these teams signing big money players, they need to replace players. So you'll see Jacksonville release Miles Jack. Not saying that we want Miles Jack to be a New York Jet. I'm just saying that can only be the beginning. It may only be the beginning. There might be a lot of guys cut real soon as we watch teams spend all kinds of oogles and oogles of money on players that don't seem to have to follow the same rules as us and acknowledge the salary cap. I'm not really sure what's going on. We're gonna get safety Jock Hawkways or Jackways or Jocks, Jacuzzi Tart from the 49ers. Mark my words. Rusty's a serious dude. I heard him too. He's not like he'd sound. Like you don't realize he's a New Yorker. You know what I mean? He's like, yo, hey, Jets fam. I heard him on Long Island Joe. Okay, he's $5 million per. Went to a Super Bowl with Salah and knows the scheme. Our scheme. F a $20 million safety. Tart all day. Okay, mark his words, baby. Let's look for that to happen. I don't know why it's taking so long. Sup, man? What did you mean to say? Sup, man? Friggle D, my boy Friggle D. Friggle D, are you a Larry Bird fan? Because I might have just the giveaway for you, Friggle D. If you're a Larry Bird fan, I might have just the giveaway for you. I have a lot of basketball cards, and I think I might have a Larry Bird. Pure adrenaline fantasy sports. I would go after Edmonds from the Steelers. Okay. The Steelers re-signed somebody or signed some. Oh, they signed an offensive lineman in Daniels, the guy we liked. You see what I'm saying? We were looking at Tomlinson and Daniels, right? We were thinking they were Jets kind of guys. And who did the Steelers sign? They signed Daniels. You know what that shows? It shows that we're starting to fall into place and look like an organization like the Steelers, thinking like them, thinking smart. You don't see the Steelers making huge splash moves, right? Signing the huge big names and getting into these bidding wars. I think they got Daniels for like under $8 million. Versatile guy, could play guard or center. Good for you, Pittsburgh. Show the way. Williams gone. Yeah, we know, Matthias. We know. You know. We all see it. It's but how do you feel about it is the question. How do you feel? And there's all kinds of rumors out there. All kinds of rumors about Gilmore and this guy and that guy. We'll see. I'd say a wide receiver at this point. Sign a guy like Auden Tate or Zach Pascal on a 1-year deal. Draft a wide receiver reasonably high. So you're talking about just adding some depth for next year, as far as some experience, and then bringing in a guy like Treylon Burks in the second round, Christian Watson maybe. I don't like Drake London, but people like him. And you know what? If he's a star, I don't care that I was wrong. It's not that I think Drake London won't be a good NFL football player. It's that I'm just the most worried about him. Doesn't mean if we pick him, I'm not going to root for him hard, man, hardcore. Just like if we rooted for Stingley. I think half the Jets fans would lose their shit if we pick Stingley and actually root against them so they can say, see, I told you, as opposed to root for him and say, boy, I'm glad I was wrong. Remember, Stingley healthy is a freaking amazing football player. I love Sauce Gardner too, don't get me wrong, but Stingley healthy is amazing. If he comes into the NFL and he's healthy, people have magically convinced themselves he's not that good or something. Out of your minds. The only concern with Stingley is injury. The talent is there, and if you don't know the talent is there, you're just not watching. You're not watching the same tape I'm watching. I'm a Norton fan. Norton. Nice. Oh, a comedian Jim Norton's face cropped up in Bird's face. I see what you're saying. Okay. I don't have any Norton cards, though, buddy. Okay. Let's see. So we're just waiting for something to happen, and we might find out that the only way something's going to happen is if I have Nick Shine on the channel, because when Nick Shine came on the channel, it was like, bam, cha-bing. All of a sudden, we got ourselves a tight end, or at least a veteran tight end, who I hope is only our veteran or a tight end one for 1 year at most. I'm hoping we're going to draft a guy that's going to take over that position by his sophomore year, and that CJ is going to be a good tight end too. Just be more, I don't care if it's a rotational thing or 2 tight end personnels and, situational, whatever. But I just know that I want a tight end, an impactful tight end that's even a bigger impact. Excuse me as I try to set my phone up to assure that I'm getting any news. One case about being online, which is nice, is that If we get any news, one of you is going to tell me, which is kind of cool. It's not a bad way to find out. Let's see what you're saying. He is a legit wide tight end. I just pray stays healthy. He has knee issues. Yeah. So that's the problem, right? His numbers look low because of injuries, but when he's healthy, he's good. And he's on when he's on the field. So let's see. The Dolphins are signing Elandon Roberts on a 1-year deal, linebacker. Per Drew Rosenhaus, an NFL record. I think they mean to say record, but I always read the word record because I am somebody who does a lot of recording. Let me set this up to be on Ian Rappaport's channel here or Twitter page. That's who I use. I just stick to Ian Rappaport. When news gets out, it's not going to take long for it to pop into his Twitter. That's his job. So rather than just scroll through Twitter, hoping, hoping that news comes up, I just stick to Rappaport because he pretty much, Ian Rappaport pretty much reports everything when it happens. Let's see. Somehow I lost him. It was on his thing. Rappaport. There we go. Stay here. Just stay on Rappaport, please. Okay. So here we are. We're waiting for something to happen. That's what it is. We're just sitting here waiting, really. We're living our lives, maybe. Maybe you're doing something, but really, we're waiting. We're sitting here on pins and needles. Upset anytime somebody gets signed that it's not the Jets doing the signing, right? Marcus Williams. What other ones were tough for you to stomach? Who was signed? Marcus Williams. I know that was tough for some people to stomach. Who else was tough to stomach when you watch them get signed, when you watch them get taken away from us? There was that defensive tackle who was, what was he, from Cincinnati? He was signed by somebody. There was a tackle I know a few of us wanted, a really good run stuffing tackle, but he was snatched from us. I'm forgetting who took him, but we did not get that defensive tackle. We didn't get Marcus Williams. Gregory went to, not that we wanted him, but I believe he went to Denver after pulling an Anthony Barr on Dallas. So here we are. Here we sit, waiting for the names to come in. Who are we? Are we just going to keep Rankins the way it is his contract? Are we going to cut him and try to restructure with him, cut him, and re-sign him? What's the deal at Rankins? Because he definitely doesn't have a guaranteed contract. We have a team option, I believe, to get out of that deal. And I don't know if he's worth the money. I don't think he costs that much. We probably have no choice after losing Fatukasi. I mean, and not getting another tackle. I don't see how we're going to let Rankins go. The problem is he's not a good run stuffing defensive tackle. Nor is JFM. Like JFM moving to the inside would be, more of a pass rushing presence on the inside. We need for those early downs, we need a defensive tackle in that rotation that can stuff the run. And I don't know about the kid because we didn't look too good against the run when the kid was in there, when the rookie was in there, Marshall. So I don't know what his deal is. Is he going to take a step up? Is he learned? Do they see something in the kid? I don't know. Are we going to draft a defensive tackle sometime in the first 3 rounds? It's possible. There's some good guys out there. We're not going to get the number 1 guy because if we go top 10 defensive tackle, Jeff Ends are going to burn one Jets drive down. So maybe Devontae Wyatt in the 2nd round. I don't know. Philandra, what's his name? Philandra or something? Some dude like that. That has some funny name. There's some decent guys. Yes, you see to it now, Friggle. What are you saying, Joe? The Jets will sign 2 starting players in this year's free agency, and the rest will be backup type players. Well, they signed 2 starting players, right? I mean, I think CJ is going to be our starting tight end. I don't think a rookie is going to beat him out, although it might be a competition. Trey McBride might push him out of that starting role, if not before game 1, but before the season's over. It's possible. Tomlinson's going to start. So that's two guys. Are you saying that those are just the two guys? That's it? Now it's just backup players? We have 25 million to spend, approximately, roughly, on free agents, including the players I assume we're going to retain. So you're saying that we're going to spread that out amongst backup players, and there's no big names left? I mean, what if we turned on our Twitter and all of a sudden we signed Allen Robinson? I don't think it's impossible, although his receivers, Jacksonville pretty much made it that $20 million gets you an average wide receiver or below average wide receiver. So you need to spend 30 if you want someone good, according to Jacksonville. They'll add some more vet bodies on DT, possibly trade a vet for a late round and pick in 23. A guy like Brockers. Okay. That works for me, man. You know, I'm not going to go crazy. You don't have to have a Pro Bowl in every position. You know, you bring Q Williams back. You know, Quentin Williams obviously is coming back. Obviously, we got pass rushing defensive tackles. If one of the little holes on the team that a year ago was not even a team, we stripped it down to nothing, is we don't have the best defensive tackle playing opposite of Williams. If that's the case, if it's just an okay player that we sign, a veteran or someone we trade for, I think we'll live. I do. I think we'll live. I mean, you can't have a superstar in every position, right? And a year ago we had no one. So if we draft an edge and Carl Davis comes back as the Carl Davis we were hoping he could be, we got Q Williams there, and you can bring JFM inside if you wanted, and we have Rankins under contract still. You know, we bring in Nakobe Dean at linebacker. We bring in some linebacker to help out, and maybe you add a safety in the draft. Maybe, you know, like if you start adding and making improvements like that, and you see what we were doing with the offense, I think we could live. It was the expectation that we were going to fill every hole and solve every problem in 2 years. I think that next year is like the final pieces, right? We win 7-8 games. We're competitive. We're more respectable. And then we put those final pieces in. We get a first-round pick and a second-round pick as of now next year, right? We have all of our picks for next year pretty much. Get a couple of guys that way still. And then we'll have a little bit of free agent money to play with next year, possibly. Maybe that's when we just lock in that final missing piece or two. Carl Lawson, not Carl Davis. Oh, did I say Carl Davis? Good for you. You corrected me. I'm tired, all right? It's California here, okay? I'm in California. I'm 3 hours behind you. I'm tired. In Iowa, you're never tired because there's nothing to do with sleep there. So I'm sure you're very well rested. What are you talking about? We got to pick the corn, cook the chops. Okay. You don't need superstars everywhere. You just need quality depth and a next man up mentality. Yeah, man, I want depth. He did a thing. Yeah, I did a thing. Hold on. Yeah, I did a thing. The Jets are adding 6 quality upgrades at positions of need. They signed 2 and will draft 4. Sounds good to me. We might get more than 4. You know, don't forget, because we have those 4 picks, but also it's not like Joe Douglas is going to miss on rounds 3, 4, and 5. I think Joe Douglas has proven a little bit that there's hope we can draft a quality player in those later rounds. I mean, you got Michael Carter in the 4th round, both of them after the 4th round, right? Michael Carter and Michael Carter the 2nd. That's 2 quality players. So let's not rule out the possibility he gets some quality with some of those other picks. When do you think we will pick a running back in the draft, and who could it be? There's so many running backs to choose from, and so few that will work out. We know this, unless this is going to be remembered as the year of the running back. But there's a lot of names we could debate all day. You know, a lot of us talk about Rachaad White. I mean, you got the big names, right? Like Isaiah Dunn, and Reese, I think it is. So there's Bryce Reese. So there's some bigger names, that are going to go higher. There's Hassan Haskins is one of those late round sleepers. Rashad White. People like the kid Cook. They say he's a good receiving running back. And then you got like Boy Green. Yesterday comes into the lounge that Sack Exchange set up, and in front of everyone, and I respect him for the hell like this. Everybody is saying, "Who's your sure can't miss draft pick?" And everybody's naming like the safest picks, right? Like Tyler Lindenbaum, he's a can't miss guy. Icky, he's a can't miss guy. And in comes Boy Green and says, Tyler Algier from BYU is my can't miss prospect, running back. So there's a lot of guys, and there's going to be a lot of debate on who the Jets should pick. It's hard to believe we won't take one. Like bringing back Tevin Coleman is a good move, veteran guy. You got Michael Carter going into his second year. It just seems right. It just seems right that we should come into the draft and draft another young running back to complement Carter, and it fits the scheme. It fits the system. Look at San Francisco. They drafted 2 running backs last year in the same draft. So it fits the system to do it. It makes sense. And we can get decent guys. Like we can wait to the 5th round if we wanted. But you know what? We might trade down the 4 or the 10, gain some extra capital, and have the luxury of taking a running back in the 2nd or 3rd round. And, imagine Isaiah Dunn hangs around and we grab him. I mean, when we talk about Rashad White and we talk about some of these other guys, we're talking about 5th round guys. But let's not underestimate Isaiah. A kid like Isaiah could be very, very, very special. I don't know why I'm saying Dunn. It's Isaiah Spiller, Breece Hall. These are guys who could be very, very special. In the old days, they would be top, 1st round picks. So you can tell I'm tired. I'm misspeaking everybody's name. Here is File a Days. I'm sorry. I keep doing that. It's Phil Adams. Hey, buddy. What's going on? Good to see you. Another day in paradise. We will see. We will find out based on what happens today. We will find out. Mahler. You're talking about one of the running backs. Hall can do it all. He and MC1 would be deadly. Breece Hall. Yeah, man. I'm down. I don't think we're going to do it unless we gain some extra draft capital, though, because going early on a running back is a luxury. So I've been taught. I also want to say one thing, okay? This is the best NFL New York Jets YouTube content channel. This is the best. Am I the best? No. Green Bean's the best. But this channel's the best because I get Adam and I get Nick, and I brought in Dom C on Sunday nights, and I talk to guys like Friggle D and Gitmo Bob and Joe Campione and EJ Matoya and Iowan Jets fan and who else? And Rusty's Diamond segment. You see that? So I might not be individually the best, but the people I bring and have on are the best. Now, the best video content provider, where it's videos and you watch like a video segment that comes out every week, is Frankie from Flatbush. The best. Now, the best team, best combination, one of the best combinations in the world would be me, Adam, Nick, and if we got Frankie. Can you imagine that panel? Imagine that panel. Well, imagine me, Green Bean, Frankie, Nick, and Adam all together. Oh, now we're talking. Okay. Dark Soldier's in the house. Yeah. You notice how every formula I did of great panels has me in it somehow? Why do it if you don't believe it? Why do it? That's what I figured. Fuck that. Can you imagine a boxer, getting into the ring and saying, well, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm not the best, but I'm a good boxer. I belong on TV. Frankie and Joe Blewett rock. Yeah. Joe Blewett, man. I love Joe Blewett. Joe Blewett's different. Joe Blewett is the guy we go to learn from. You know what I mean? Like I provide content based on what Joe Blewett says. So there's so much good jet content providers, right? But there's some out there, the big ones, I don't think are necessarily the best. Somebody went onto Twitter, someone I like, who's selling himself short, and does a survey on who's the best YouTube provider, and it's all based on how many like subscribers they have, and it wasn't based on who they are. Greenbean wasn't even on it. I was like, whoa. It's like you can't do a survey or a poll of who the I'm against it anyway, because I think it's, first of all, we're not competing, and you can go onto all our channels and we collaborate and we partner and we team up. But if you're going to do a survey or a poll of who your favorite is and you don't have Greenbean on that poll, I'm sorry, that's not a real poll. Okay. And yeah, you have to have Jets X Factor on that poll. That's why you don't do it. You don't do it. Don't vote. Don't think about who's the best and who's not the best. Get what you want from each place, right? On my channel, the content might suck, John Silva, but you get your name highlighted more often, right? So Greenbean keeps us grounded. Yeah, I try to keep us grounded too. I think Frankie does too. Frankie is just realistic. People get upset sometimes. It's like, oh, deliver the bad news, Frankie. It's like he's not delivering the bad news. He's delivering the truth. You know what I mean? He understands the cap. He understands it. There's a salary cap. You have to respect it. You just can't go out and get everybody you want. You can't pay all kinds of money, and you have to value guys correctly, you know? But seriously, I mean, there's so many good content providers, and it's, and it depends what you want, what your flavor is. It also has to do with age too. It's very age oriented. We like certain channels have a certain people of an older crowd, and then there are certain providers that have like a younger crowd. It's just whatever somebody likes. But what I like is that everyone gets along. For the most part, I think. Like everybody collaborates. They go on each other's shows. It's kind of cool, right? It's like connected. It's kind of neat. Frankie is on a timeout with me. He said golf isn't a sport. Why is it so important that we call the title that we call things? How do you define sport? Is saying golf is not a sport disrespecting golf in that it's not, saying whether or not it's entertaining or fun to play? I don't know. Was he putting it down, or was he just having a different definition of sport? And where does the line for sport start and end? I consider golf a sport, I guess, when you talk about skill. Like, it's the hardest freaking thing. It's harder to hit a golf ball, I swear to God, accurately than it is to hit a baseball at pretty high speeds. I mean, I played some ball in high school, and I was able to hit pitches in the 80s. And people talk about hitting a baseball is the hardest thing. I've never seen the 90s or anything like that, but I hit balls in the 80s and pretty good curveballs. I made contact. I wasn't good, but I made contact. Whereas golf, the first 50 balls I hit, I think I hit one straight for like 100 yards and nothing else. It's the hardest thing I ever did. My fingers were blistered. I was pissed. I was cursing. Hardest thing in the world. So does that make it a sport? I don't know. But I sure as hell like golf. I had some good times on the course. So I'm not gonna say a word and not piss anybody off. Now the real debate is curling a sport? Curling, an Olympic event where people are on their cell phones talking to their friends as they're competing. Is that a sport? I don't know. You decide. I mean, imagine the only thing I think about curling that's funny is that there's so many different people involved on a team. Like there's the person who shoots the puck, but then there's the two people that push them. And then there's those two sweeper guys. And then you got the captain. The captain is the guy basically that if you were imagining this taking place in a bar, which is where it started, the captain is the guy holding the beer that wasn't invited to be on the team that's giving advice. Bring it a little more to the left. Sweep the ice so the puck goes to the left. That's who the captain is. So when you break it down into like, and imagine that somebody gets a gold medal for being one of the sweepers. But the funny thing is somebody gets a gold medal for being one of the two people that pushes the guy who shoots the puck. I think that if I trained for a month, I could join a championship team and that team would still be fine with me as one of the guys that push the guy who shoots the puck. Just tell me what to do. Okay, so I push you, but I don't push you too hard. I push you lightly. I give you a slight little shove. I think I could be one of the guys on a curling team. I do. Maybe the sweeping is hard and takes longer. I could definitely be the drunk guy that says a little more to the left. I mean, if we plan it as a team where we want the thing to go, I think I could tell you what's going on. Like, I could see that it's coming and it's not going where we want it to go. So I'm the guy that tells you to the left, a little more to the left. I don't think there's any part of curling that I can't learn in a month or two if I have a whole team of people and I'm only doing one of those small little roles. Sorry. It's just the way I feel about it. He's a pessimist. Well, he's not really. He has about spaghetti and the bucket and immediately asks where the salad is. I don't know how to respond to that. Maybe he's just a caring dude who wants green beans to eat healthier, have some fiber in his diet, some roughage. My wife always wants me to eat a salad and get some roughage. So I hate spaghetti by the bucket is the name, because when I lived in Santa Clara, by the bucket was more known as a ravioli place. It was ravioli in the bucket. And what Green Bean said is 100% true. The stuff, like the pasta, the spaghetti, the ravioli, was good. The problem was the sauce. Same thing with the spaghetti factory. You go to the spaghetti factory. If you ever go to an old spaghetti factory anywhere on the West Coast, the problem is not the actual pasta. The problem is the sauce. But they have a garlic butter sauce or something. And I'm betting that's going to be pretty. That's probably pretty tasty. All the Jet YouTubers are excellent, like family. I agree. You, Green Bean Frankie, are great. You guys aren't whining about the Jets and a few YouTubers I won't mention. Yeah, hey, man, thanks. But, everybody has their thing to offer. That's all I'm saying. I mean, if you're somebody who likes to be negative, you love those guys, So those are the right guys for you. I like everybody. I get along with everybody. Archery. Well, at least, I mean, it's more talent, it's more skill than curling. I'm sorry. I can't get off the curling thing because I just made myself laugh so hard the first time I watched it. Because I just pointed to the TV and said, I want to be that guy. I imagined myself standing with that beer saying, to the left, bring that thing to the left, sweepers. Probably best not to get into this with me. Okay. No, I'm not against any of these things, man. I don't know what the definition of sport is. It's competition, skill, two different teams. I did improv. It was called comedy sports. Was it really a sport? Well, it was fixed in a sense. Like, we didn't really compete. It was one show where both teams had the same goal, entertain the crowd. Nobody cares who won or who lost. But hey, man, I was a fan, and I'm not going to lie. I'm one of those people who became a golf fan as far as watching golf when Tiger Woods hit the scene. And me and my brother Lee, who a lot of you know, are passionate Tiger Woods fans. And if Tiger Woods is in the tournament, we're watching. And we rooted hard, and I'd get mad and punch things when he missed a shot. So I never argued when I was watching the TV or thought about, is this a sport or not? I know that I liked it and I watched it and I respected it. And I respected it as somebody who tried playing it and couldn't. I respect the amazing talent. And you can't say it doesn't take stamina. They might be walking around, but like the mental stamina. It's not easy to hold it together when you play golf. Mini golf is fun, dude. I like mini golf. It's a great date place. When I was a kid, it was a great date place. It was so easy to end up kissing when you took a girl to play miniature golf. I don't know why. It just lended itself to that. If curling is a sport, so is bowling. I don't know, man. I don't know who decides that. Is it a sport or not? Is it like an opinion or is it factual? Is there a way we can get an actual definition of what's a sport and what's not a sport so we don't even have to debate it? It is a sport. It involves how many beers you can drink while you play. I'm telling you, it's definitely a beer drinking game. That's what's so funny about seeing it on the Olympics, because it just screams beer drinking game. I mean, it's right. I mean, it's a bar game, right? It's definitely started in bars. It's a bar game. It's like if cornhole became an Olympic event. It's a beer game. You play cornhole while drinking, right? It's at every outdoor brewery. They have the two-piece things set up, and you play cornhole. Blewett is almost on a timeout with me for saying GVR was average and trying to prove it. I'm laughing my ass off. GVR is trash. I like jumping. I don't understand. When a guy like that is called average, I'm wondering, are you doing it based on the plays, like every play and what percentage of plays he does his job, or are you doing it on the fact when he doesn't do his job, he gets thrown 8 feet like a rag doll into his own players, causing injury to them? Because to me, I don't care if you do your job 2 out of 3 plays. If the 1 out of 3 plays is getting thrown like a rag doll 8 feet into your offensive tackle's left knee and ending his season, then you're trash, in my opinion. It's a stone, not a puck. Oh, I'm sorry. I do not mean to offend. It is a stone. That is right. I do remember that now. It is a stone. I say it's a puck. You got to admit, don't you find me funny at all? The fact that I don't know, so I just make it up. It's a puck. It's a big puck. It's a stone. Okay. It sounds like some European thing. I'll give you 4 stones for 2 bowls of stew. Phil Adams is going to get mad at me now. The hardest thing to do in sports is hit a major league pitcher. The second is hit a golf ball. Okay, yeah, because I never had to hit a major league pitcher. I had my brother had a friend who, because he was good in Brooklyn, thought I'm gonna try out for baseball, and he's a brilliant guy. He went to Yale, and not brilliant when it comes to this. He goes to Yale. This is years and years ago, and when I tell the rest of the story, you'll realize how many years ago this was. This was early 80s. He goes to Yale, and he tries out for the baseball team. He steps up to the plate, and who's on the mound pitching? Ron Darling, future New York Met. And Ron Darling throws a curveball. He throws a fastball. And this kid, my brother's friend, seriously, brilliant guy. I mean, went to Yale, right? Co-captain, on the math team with my brother. He watches the ball thump by, snap, and looked and said, uh-oh. And then second pitch, right? He's like nervous now because he never saw anything so fast in his life. Thump. Ball just thumps right by, right? Like blazing speed, didn't even see it. Strike 2. Now he chokes up on the bat, and he says, I'm just going to start swinging as soon as he lets go of that ball, right? So he's ready. Ball comes in, and he just hits the deck. This ball's heading right for his head, and he just goes down, hits the deck, and the ball breaks right over the strike zone for a perfect strike curveball. And he just looks up, gets up, dusts himself off, takes the bat, and walks away, and realized that baseball is not as easy as you think it is. Without curling, Great Britain wouldn't bother with the Winter Olympics. I can see the British being good at it because they're good drinkers. 33 ranked defense next year. It's actually getting worse. We're going to sign people. It's okay. I was pissed late night that Green Beans draft took McBride. I was pissed last night. Why would you be pissed that they took McBride? You don't like McBride, John Silver? Who do you like at tight end if not McBride? The McBride haters just came out of nowhere. Yeah, like what's going on with McBride, dude? What? You don't like McBride? It's hard to understand that. But to each his own. But tell me who you like then. If you don't like McBride, who do you like? Watsuke is in the house, by the way. I put him up there, but I didn't say hi. Hey, Adam, how you doing? Are you keeping your eyes open for any news? Keep your eyes open. I think that you and Nick have to be here for anything to happen now. I'm superstitious like that. Hello, Snacks. That's my nickname. I'm Snacks. I haven't eaten on camera in a while. Maybe I will later. I'm gonna heat up some onion rings. I got some Ore-Ida onion rings because of my air fryer. So it's like I could make them at the quality of a bowling alley. You ever go to a bowling alley and get onion rings? Oh, and is bowling a sport? What's interesting about bowling when you say is it a sport or not? I mean, that's another kind of thing that you do where you have beer and onion rings. So you're literally eating onion rings and drinking beer while you're participating. You stop for a second. You put your hand over the little vent that blows cold air on your fingers. feels so good. And then you take and pick up the bowling ball and you throw it down the alley, you roll it down, and you try to knock down clubs. So is that a sport? We could sit here all day and talk about these things. I can only hold in handball. I still want to try Jayali too. Jayali. Sounds like Bayali. Good day, sir. Good day. I'm getting to have a celebratory drink the day GVR is cut. You're gonna have it toasted to Becton's knees. I'll be happy when he's cut. I don't know why it's taking so long. Just freaking cut the guy already. Let's go Mets. Did something happen again? Did they sign someone else? What happened with the Mets? I know that we got 3 ace pitchers. Pretty excited about it. 3 freaking studs. And then hopefully what's his face is healthy. I like the kid. Well, Carrasco, I hope that he comes back after the fiasco, in last season, last year with the injury and everything. Hopefully he comes back and he's just his normal self. We just need Carrasco to have like an average year. He doesn't even have to have one of his best years. Just have a 3.5 ERA, keep us in every game, go 6 or 7 innings every time out. For a number 4 starter, that's fine. And then at number 5, that Taylor guy, or what's his name, Walker, I really liked him, but we got to see if he comes back on time. I think he might miss his first start, but I think he'll be back by mid-April. Hey, Jeremy, you're live. I thought it was just a short vid. How are you today? I'm good, man. I'm good. I got a lot of work done. I woke up at like 6:30 a.m. I put like 3 or 4 hours into work. Now I got like three and a half more hours to put in. And then I've put in my fair work day at home. And I actually did some good stuff. I recorded a couple of training videos. I edited it. I put it onto my presentation. So I'm providing my teachers with training videos on how to use certain applications. Jets rumors, Miles Jack and Chandler Jones. I don't trust any rumors. So, we didn't know that Jack was going to get cut. So you have to understand, it's like it's hard for me to imagine it happening as quickly as people think it happens, because when a guy wasn't on the board and suddenly comes on the board, you'd think there's some due diligence, because the Jets spent the last 3 months analyzing the free agent guys, right? Doing heavy duty analysis. So it's really hard to imagine that all of a sudden we're going to be able to evaluate this guy and know how much he's worth. And so I think Miles Jack is either going to get picked up on an impulse buy, or he might be a guy that, sits around for a week or 2, maybe 2 weeks. It might take some time. No shot they signed Chandler Jones. Okay. No, the Mets didn't sign anyone. Bummer. I'm waiting for how he pronounces Jayali. Bayali. Jayale. I don't know, man. I'm just going to say Jayali because it rhymes with Bialy. Jeremy, you love Carrasco because his name is Cookie. Dark. He butchered jail a lot. He butchered jail. Joe Campione. How many of the media rumors actually happen? Jets are in on everybody according to them. I know it's a joke. When are we going to learn? Don't stop listening to rumors when it comes to the Jets. It's all a load of crap. I can't butcher your name, Joe Campione. It's Joe Campione. You mess with me, I mess with your family. Dark Soldier, who I messed up, by the way. I used to call him Dark Soul Ha. Well, I just... Wylie, and that is an Iowan correction. That's good. Wylie. Okay, Wylie. Now I'm not butchering his name anymore. Wylie, also known as Highlight. Jeremy, LOL. The huge hook hands that launches a ball at a wall going 150 miles per hour. I only know the one in the glass walls that's in a gym. What is it, squash or something? Pepper? Okay. Oh, yeah, it's Highlight. Oh, I've heard of that. I've heard that name, highlight. We used to call it handball. Use our hands on a big cement wall in Brooklyn. Highlight is the way it's pronounced. Okay. Am I giving people a good laugh at least? You know, I mean, let's face it. Let's be honest. I'm full of crap. Okay, I am the worst Jets content provider. I'm just here to keep you laughing. Okay, I'm like the spoof Jets content provider. You know what I mean? Like, you ever watch Spaceballs? That's me. I'm the Spaceballs of New York Jets content. I'm here for a laugh. Once in a while, I get serious guys here who literally have to ignore me and just like get me out of their way so they can do the show, like Adam and Nick, and bring in real content while I'm sitting there trying so hard to pull it back to waivers. You're laughing hard. You know, that brings me joy. I amuse you. You know, I did something and it connected to you. It moved you. It made you laugh. And that makes me happy. Okay. What? I amuse you? Lucky I don't have a gun. What? Like a clown amuses you? I amuse you like a clown? They call that a rusty correction. Oh, look, Rusty's happy too. He's laughing. Good. See that? I'll do anything to make my peeps happy. Anything. Even embarrass myself and mispronounce words. Owen Barrera says, "What's up, Jeremy?" What's up, Owen? How you doing, my brother? It's good to see you. If we can get Tyran. If we can get, that's another one I'm going to mess up. If we can get Tyran, that'd be great. Or is it Tyron? Tell me if it's Tyran or Tyron. Type in AN or ON and I'll know. High Lie is also a good beer made by a Cigar City. Made by Cigar City. Oh, okay. I've heard of Cigar City. When I was in North Carolina, there was some Cigar City beers in some of the little beer places. Just still on the fence about Berrios. What are you talking about? We signed him. So only give him 2 years, a 1-year guarantee tells a lot. If he was important part, he would get 4 years or 5 years. Yeah, that's a good point. I did think about that. I thought about that. I thought, you know, if they're only giving him $6 million, you would have thought he would have won. You know, you think it would have been like a 3-year, you know, $18 million deal with like 9 guaranteed. You know, so it would be 3 if we cut him on dead cap money, like something like that. Some real commitment. You know, JD plays hardball. You know, he knew that the guy, yeah, he gambled that the guy wants to be a Jet. And I believe Berrios might have been able to get a better deal. I don't know. Maybe nobody offered to pay $6 million though. Maybe he was just happy. $7 million guaranteed. You know, he's good. And guess what? Next year, if they don't keep him at the $6 million for the next year after that, they pay him his $1 million. He made his $7 million. Somebody's going to pick him up. He'll make another, 2 years at $5 or $6 million. He'll keep making money. For a guy that came out of nowhere that wasn't expected to do anything, it's not so bad. If he has a big year for us and he ends up forcing his way on as the starting slot because he's just too good, if he continues to be one of our better players, or someone gets hurt and he steps up and he gets 800 plus yards receiving, and he has another All-Pro special teams year, then someone's going to come along. We'll be happy we have him another year at that $6 million, and someone's going to come along after that and scoop him up. Yeah, he doesn't give a lot of years. He's a very careful GM. Do I amuse you? Let's not worry about how Steele he's going to be good for us. Hopefully he's good for us. 2 more years and we'll go from there. Yeah. Look, what I like about Berrios is you know what you're going to get. He is just a consistent, solid, hard worker who's going to give you everything. Unless he just got his gold mine deal and him and his girlfriend are laughing all the way to town, and he's going to come back next year and be a little bit of a diva, which has been known to happen. Yeah, that's my guess. Why we didn't get Williams? Why didn't we get Williams? I think Williams didn't want to come to us. I don't think it's because we weren't willing to pay him $12 million. I think Marcus Williams, $12 million, $5 million a year less than Jamal Adams. and he's better. He's without question better. I'm waiting for someone to tell me that Marcus Williams is not better than Jamal Adams. Jamal Adams is an average player. Everybody else, all these announcers and PFF and all that shit is up his ass because it's a load of crap. I'll never forget, I was watching a game where he literally was sucking the entire game. He comes through the defensive line and all the way to the end, reaches out and knocks the guy off balance to help make a tackle. So he made a good play. Just an okay play, but not in a good game. I mean, he wasn't having a good game. I mean, there were plays where he was standing up and out of position and being blocked by one guy as a running back ran right through. And the announcer, because they're up this guy's butt because they want stars in this league, says, look at this amazing, never give up effort for Jamal. He didn't stop on the play. He kept pushing towards the running back. And I thought to myself, what? What? You're going to give him a credit for not giving up on a play? What? When do you see guys stop playing when they're near the play? You get cut for that. You're called trash for that. You get chewed out for that. You don't get rewarded for it. You don't compliment someone for not giving up on a play. Give me a break. Unbelievable how this league kisses that guy's butt. Screw Jamal Adams. He's not good. He's average. Average safety, probably one of the most top 3 overpaid players in the NFL. Hello, Jeremy. Just so you're on. What's up, Gitmo? You never know when I'm going to come on these days, especially with free agency looming. Tyron. Is that what I said? Did I say it right this time or did I say it wrong? I'm guessing I said it wrong. I always get it wrong. I never get lucky and pronounce a name correctly. Oh, you're good. Owen's good. Gotta love Owen. Get Mo in the house. Jeremy is the substitute teacher from KMP. Man, I love that skit. That was the best skit. I did that on purpose to my students, though. No joke. As soon as I saw that skit, I went in and I was like doing that to my kids. I was like, Stevine. I was like, and I have kids, man. I worked in New York, so I had kids with different names, like really fun names too. I was like, who was one of them? Oh yeah, Shaquille for Shaquille. I was like, Shaquille, and he was just looking at me like, what? What is wrong with you? Aaron, Step Haney. Dark Soul J. Jeremy's, that's funny, man. I doubt those teams were gonna pay him that much. Yeah. Thank you, Owen. Owen is correct. Barrera. I probably said it right. I'm trying to be funny. Joe Campione. Okay, Douglas isn't breaking the bank or trading for a huge contract till he's 100% sure about Wilson. That makes sense. Maybe Berrios only wanted 2 years to be a free agent again in his prime. Well, maybe he did. You're right. Maybe he said, you still don't appreciate how good I am. I didn't get enough of a chance. I'm not locking myself down at loser money, maybe in his mind $6 million. I'm going to get myself a $12-14 million a year contract because I'm going to kill it. I think on Wednesday I need to give Jeremy a pronunciation test. Random phrases, names. Let's see if he can pronounce them. That would be a fun segment. That would be a fun segment. I could even eat hot sauce as punishment when I get one wrong. Yeah, I like it, baby. I have a new guest coming on Wednesday, by the way. Adam doesn't know yet. I didn't tell him who. I'm going to send a link to you for tomorrow, Adam. But we have a new guest. He's a guy trying to make it in the YouTube content creating industry, if you want to call it that. And I figure a lot of people gave me a chance. Not that I'm the big shots giving chances out, but he's where I was when I started my channel and people helped me. Now I got to this point, and then I'm going to try to get to another point and then help people that are at the point I'm in now. You see how it works? So he seems like a good guy. So I'm trying to help him out by giving him some exposure. I mean, and I'm not only helping him out, I'm helping the show out because I liked his stuff. I watched his videos, and I think he's good. So I think he's going to be a good addition to the channel for tomorrow, and maybe even make some appearances in the future if he wants to. So you're going to find out all about him. I'm not telling you who yet. Just tell you that there's some food that from where he's from that I really like. Garlic butter is great on linguine and clams. Yeah, I don't know where that came from before, maybe, but yeah, I'm not much of a clam seafood guy because I'm allergic to fish, but not shellfish, but I'm afraid of fish stock. But give me some garlic butter on. The other day, somebody made garlic bread, like with garlic, butter, and like all these cheeses melted onto it, and boy, was it good. I'm sure he would have taxed, and yes, he didn't want to come to us. You know. You got 14 million a year, 5 million, 70 million. It's 14 million? Yeah, that's right. 14. I thought it was 12. I thought it was 60 mil. 14 million a year is a little too rich for JD's blood, probably. 3 million less than Jamal, though. Great deal by the Ravens. Yeah, I think it's a good deal. I mean, he's one of the best safeties in the league, right? So if they give Berrios and the Ravens have been proven to be very good when they have a good safety. If they give Berrios more reps and he does great, he is a steal at 6 million. If not, they cut him. Yeah, well, it's a good deal for everyone. If Berrios believes he's going to have a great future, so it's a good deal for him. We like the flexibility. It's a good deal for us. He likes being on the team, so it's not like we wouldn't have another really strong opportunity to re-sign him. We just might have to pay him real money by that time. So Young Spaghetti is in the chat. I can't believe this name is still existing. I thought it was like a joke one day, but apparently we're going to live with it for a long, long time. Okay, let's see how that goes. What are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about a segment like that. Okay, so we're going to do that segment. I'm going to have hot sauce, and I'm going to punish myself when I mispronounce names. Y2K is the master at putting together quiz things and things like that. So it's perfect. Oh, okay. We're already getting started. Eric Izuk. Oh my God. Eric Uzukanma. Eric Izukanma. Eric Izukanma. I'm reading it the way it's written phonetically. You can't say that. Eric Ezukanma. Eric Ezukanma. I'm doing it. Don't tell me I'm wrong. I'm right. Hey, Jeremy, had to get coffee, man. Dolphins have been busy. Yeah, the Dolphins have been busy. Our division's going to be crazy. Our division's getting out of control, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be a tough division. It is a tough division. Drake London. Pronounced his name right. Garrett Wilson. You see, I can pronounce all those names. Those are easy ones. Come on. Spin Man checking in now. Any Jets signing today? Not that we know of, Spin Man, Dave. I'm sorry, Spin Max. That's not me mispronouncing. That's me just being blind. Actually, that reminds me, I got to go to my eye doctor and pick up my new contact lenses. So, yes, sir. Contact lenses. Yes. You're going to get to see, we're going to get rid of all this reflection and stuff. I'm going to be this guy now. Like this, trying to read the text. Just so you know, a lot of changes are coming. Tomorrow is my appointment for my crown that was fitted. I'm getting my crown put in. So this tooth that got knocked out is going to be put back in. And I'm going to have a beautiful smile again. And I'm not going to look like I've been drinking too much Mountain Dew. And I see Adam saying something. Need me and Adam to cover the snow while you go. Cover the show while you go. Where am I going? To heat up onion rings? Is that what you're talking about? You guys can definitely come on. I'll bring you on. I just wanted some time to get my words in and talk a lot. You guys talk a lot. So I get uninterrupted time until I'm done and pooped. And then I bring you guys in, you know. Oh, when I go get my contacts. I didn't even think about that, bro. My wife was going to go, and then she didn't. So, Nick Hold on, what's this? Nick, shine, you're a shining star. Young Spaghetti's kissing up. You better be nice to Nick. One day, Nick's gonna figure out how to get his YouTube URL, and he's gonna be a moderator on this channel. Bryant Sill. Hey, hey. Hey. What's going on, buddy? We are waiting for news. I had a salad for breakfast. I had to eat healthier. I have to eat healthier too. It's just a matter of when do I start. Diego forgot. Fagut. 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 Fago? Fago? Fargo? He's a funny looking fella. I'm on location from my office. Laughing. Oh, so you can't come on, right? You have to, like, in 20 minutes go back on to work? I feel Germany is going to be back up adoption. No, I'm not. So sensitive. So sensitive. Jeremy, you need a model jet behind you or a keyboard with sound bites, a jet sound. That would be kind of cool. I did. You know, I promised my wife I wasn't going to invest anymore until the channel pays for it. Like, I don't need to make money from this channel, but in order to grow it, make investments in it, my wife wants me to make money. So, like, with it, like, use the money I make from it. So it's like I don't profit from this. I just take the money and put it into the channel and make it better. Like for example, getting a little keyboard and figuring out how to set it up to play sound would be cool. I don't know how Ryan does it, but to have the little jet shooting down other teams, like stuff like that. Also, I'd like to get the highest level of StreamYard so I can have more team members, better quality 1080 quality video. It has a whole bunch of cool features. But again, I have to get monetized, maybe bring in a little bit of money from ads or what have you, just a little bit of money to pay for that stuff. And then, like, it's all good. If you have a cardboard stand of Hank, the angry drunken dwarf behind you too, rest in peace, Hank. Oh my God, you're a Howard Stern guy? Yeah, man. Hey, I live in where Eric the Midget used to live, you know? Eric the Midget was from Sacramento. I don't know if you remember that. Now I'm in Sacramento. And I don't know where he lived. I don't know if he lived like out in the, you know, out a little of the city, like maybe Rancho Cordova or something like that, or Natomas or Elk Grove. But those like suburban areas around the city of Sacramento. But man, I was a big Howard Stern guy, man, ever since I was like 12 years old. There's so many Jets content creators out there. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. It's one crazy thing about it is it's like the 49ers have one content provider that has any subscribers. Like if I just said screw it, I'm going to become an expert at the 49ers, I'd have one competitor. And think of how many people could add on another person they watch or is looking for something different. It'd be like no problem at all. But with the Jets, it's like there's 80 to 100 content providers. We have more content than we have good players. It's true. It's true. Oh, it's Eric the actor. I have to be appropriate. You're right. Remember how mad he'd get? It's Eric the actor. You remember he'd disappear for 3 months at a time because he gets so mad. He'd hang up the phone and he'd be off the show for like 3 months, and then he'd come back and then act surprised that they were making fun of him again. Like he'd say, "Don't call me Eric the Midget," and then they would be like, "Okay." And like 5 minutes later, they'd say Eric the Midget. He'd get mad and hang up again. Like he didn't know that they were going to do it. I like the depth players we were able to pick up in free agency, plus salaries are affordable, which is key. Who are you talking about? Are you talking about the Jets? Because I think CJ, the tight end, is eventually a depth player. I think he's tight end game one, but maybe we get like a good tight end that passes him during the season. I think Laken Tomlinson ain't no depth player. He's 100% a starter. But to me, the depth players are going to be like signing LDT to be a backup guard. You know, stuff like moves like that. Yup, Baba Booey. The girls are here for the Baba Booey, Baba Booey. I once entered a Howard Stern contest. We had to like write songs or something. And me and my friend recorded a song. it was a parody to Money Money. It was like Howie. It was years ago. Jeremy giveaway bang stuff called art. Your subs will skyrocket. Skyrocket. What giveaway bangs? Bongs. Oh, and stuff called art. Called it art. Giveaway bongs and stuff and call it art. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, but you figure a sports channel is gonna like when I just out of nowhere say I'm just randomly gonna give away football cards from 1989 that might have like a Michael Irving in it. One day on the show, maybe it'll even be today, I want to just say, hey guys, do you want me to open up a pack? And then like we see who's in here, and if there's anyone good, I give it out. Is anyone down for that? Or would you rather have the unopened pack and the mystery of what potential card could be in here? Maybe a Joe Namath. Maybe a 1989 Dan Marino. Maybe a Clayton or a Duper. We could. Nobody ever asks. Just ask. If you're saying, hey, Jeremy, we really want to win something, just ask me. I'll give something away. I got stuff to give away, guys. Sometimes an all-pro at one of our weakest positions. CJ basically outperformed all our tight ends combined. Weakest positions. CJ basically outperformed all of our tight ends combined. Yeah, I'm happy, man. I'm happy. I don't know why anybody wouldn't be happy with yesterday. It was a great start. And it took a while to get going yesterday, so we need to calm down, right? Right? We need to all chill out. I don't know why he's saying depth either, because Laken Tomlinson was my wish list guy, dude. I am so happy. He was my wish list guy. Miami's done a great job of adding offensive line. They're bulking up that line, and that was their problem last year going into the season. So they fixed that. Ideas for Jeremy's channel to grow. You know, the number one thing people will tell you, as I think about these giveaways and all these ideas, the number one thing people say is just keep going. That's the only advice people give. Like when I talked to Jets Today, John from Jets Today, and he's like, Jeremy, just keep going. He goes, that's what he did. He said it's a grind. It's painful. You go days sometimes without a new subscriber. You wonder when your video is going to get more likes, and then one day it just starts to explode. You have these mini little explosions, and literally I was watching John's channel not too long ago, and 35 to 40 people in his stream was good. And he was strong, but he was stuck there. And then the other day, he was at 150 people in his chat, in his stream. I was like, dude, holy shit, what happened? He goes, I don't know. He goes, just keep going. Keep doing it. It'll happen. All right. That's what I'm doing. I said, hey, thanks for the advice. I'm going to keep doing it. I can't help myself. I mean, I know that it'll happen anyway, but I like giving away this stuff, man. It's fun. It's fun to make it like part of the channel that I give away some stuff. Like you guys win Dark Soldier, sending him that Darth Vader was fun. Knowing he got it, sending me pictures of it, that was fun, man. It's cool stuff. Rusty still hasn't claimed his t-shirt. I don't know what's taking him so long. Everyone who has crappy teams smoke weed. Everyone who has good teams smoke to celebrate. It's a win-win. It's like I do marketing for a living or something. Rusty, do you sell? Are you opening up a shop in California? Because there's like weed shops out here everywhere. I'm thinking IDL rotation pieces, starting safety upgrade to complement Hamilton. So you already have a stake in Hamilton. Jeremy, you live in Manhattan, Long Island, Bronx. You go out and do a live stream while walking around town. I moved to Sacramento, but man, I would have done one in Brooklyn because that's my hometown. I would have went on to I would go onto the boardwalk if I was in New York right now. And I would do a show literally announcing news and signings from the boardwalk with Nathan's in the background. Mess would love it because every 20 minutes of the show, I'd be getting online and buying another hot dog, eating those French fries, that little red fork. Man, do I miss Nathan's. Then I get on the train, go to Junior's, the original one, get a slice of cheesecake, and hang out there. Or I can get off on on N Street and go to DeFaro, get some pizza. That was my town, man. That's my town. You know what I miss though? Right now, one place in Brooklyn. If I can go right now and be in one place in Brooklyn, I'd be sitting outside of L&B, Spumoni Gardens. I'd have a half sheet in front of me, a couple of friends, my wife. We would power down that pizza, and then we'd go and get lots of Spumoni. Be very happy. Sorry. Be very happy. Yeah, man, I'm in Sacramento now. I moved here in 2016. Start spreading the news. Still have the apartment. My niece rents out my old apartment. So still got some connection to New York and ability to go there whenever I want, stay. Upper West Side of Manhattan, which is nice. Yeah, man, Spumoni Gardens is the shit. Don't anybody tell you otherwise. I mean, we could talk about pizza all day. It's like a different thing. I have different categories. There's a place I love in the city called Gruppo. Gruppo is this super thin crust pizza that is so delicious. They're on like 6th and B Street in Alphabet City, down on the Lower East Side. And when I want like a traditional Brooklyn slice, there's a place in Mill Basin and Canarsie. They have 2 locations called Original Pizza. Very, very good stuff. In Manhattan, it's Joe's Pizza. They've opened up other places. I go to the original one on Bleecker and 6th. Give me a slice of Joe's any day. Wood Oven Pizza. There's a place in Williamsburg. I forgot the name. You see, the Wood Oven Pizza, there's so many places, and they're all equal to me, right? Grimaldi's. There's so many different ones you can go to. And then DeFaro's is like its own thing too, but it's so hard to get because, you can go an hour before they open and wait there for an hour and still be on a line, and it takes forever. So it's a pain in the neck. But DeFaro's Pizza Tavern in North Carolina, which is a cousin or something, that sounds like a plan. Jet fans are the best. They are hungry for all things Jets. There's never enough content providers. Cross, pollute, and prosper. Yeah, we are a passionate group. We are. I know Adam likes LMB. There's no money in weed in California. Corporations board it along. Yeah, calling no weed is only for smoking. Yeah, well, it's just we've come so far. The fact that I could just walk into a place, show my driver's license, go into a little back area, and buy chocolate-covered blueberries or bags of weed, or I can go into my backyard and grow it if I wanted. So, as a matter of fact, it's that time of year. If I wanted to quickly plant some seeds, I could in my backyard. We used to talk about in college. Can you imagine if it was legal? Like, it seemed like an impossible dream in the 90s. Here we are in most states, I think, right? Or so many states, it's just legal. It's like no big deal. You can have juniors shipped to you. Oh, yeah, I don't need to have juniors shipped to me. I did for a couple, I always have friends and family who send me juniors. I've been sent probably 5 juniors cheesecakes since I moved here. But the other day, not the other day, 3 weeks ago, as I was getting fitted for the crown that I'm about to get tomorrow, I went into a place called The Nugget. It's like a Whole Foods, like more privately owned, fancy gourmet supermarket. And I was looking in the freezer section, and guess what? Ding! Junior's cheesecakes. I didn't buy one. My wife was pissed, so I went back again. The next time I went to that dentist for a cleaning, I did grab one and I brought it home for her, and she was happy. So I now can get Junior's cheesecake anytime I want. Don't forget Peter Luger's. Nah, I don't forget Luger's. We go to Luger's every time we go back home. So anytime we visit New York now, we a few weeks before we get on the plane, we make reservations, and we always have Peter Luger's as part of our trip. The shrimp cocktail, the steak obviously is amazing, the cream spinach, but the things that really get me excited is it's not just an amazing steak and the cream spinach, but those onion rolls that they start with remind me of my childhood on Brighton Beach when we used to go into the bakeries. And the shrimp cocktail on the bacon. Oh, the bacon. And the shrimp cocktail is the best shrimp cocktail in the world. Like, I've never had anything even come close to Peter Luger's shrimp cocktail. It is absolutely the best, biggest, sweetest pieces of shrimp in the world. It's like they reserve the greatest shrimp cocktail. And don't forget the at the end when you get the schmo or whatever they call it, the schmoo, the schmug, the schmo, the cream, the whipped cream. Best pizza I ever had 2 weeks ago in San Diego. Disclaimer, I am born and raised in New York. My brother lived in San Diego for 12, 15 years, and one of my best friends lives in San Diego on Coronado, and she was telling me she found an amazing pizza place, and I'm wondering if it's the same place. You better not say Bronx Pizza, though, Dark Soldier, because that's not better than New York pizza. For a long time, that was their best pizza. But you got to share the place with me, dude. Send me an email or something. I'll still be going down there. So next time I go down to San Diego, I'll check it out. Which major sport New York team will win the next championship? That's a good question. The Mets and the Yankees are no joke. They're bulking up. The Mets, man. The Mets have the best top 3 in their rotation in Major League Baseball, and it's not even close. I don't care what anybody says. DeGrom, Max Scherzer, and Brissett. Am I butchering his name? He's new, so I don't know how to say his name yet. Look at the top 3. That is like ridiculous. If the Mets make the playoffs, you only need 3. You only need 3 if you make the playoffs. And their lineup is not bad. Like, look at the lineup they put together. They're deep. They're serious contender. It's a very serious contender, but it is baseball. I mean, it's not going to be the Knicks. Is it going to be the Rangers winning the Cup? It's a little fast, but they turned it around in a hurry. They're a young, good team. I think that the Rangers obviously have a chance. They're a good team. Hockey is like a never know kind of sport. It's hard to be dominant in hockey. It doesn't happen very often. Like anybody could win in hockey, I think, on any given year when the playoffs start. So you never know. The Yankees and the Mets have legitimate chances because you make the playoffs in baseball, you have a legitimate chance. I think the Mets have the advantage because playoffs is about your top 3 pitchers. And the Mets know that. It's like they strategically did that. They set themselves up with 3 top of the line starters. And that puts you in really good shape in the playoffs. And it's not that Carrasco's not a bad veteran, experienced guy to have as your number 4 if he has to step in and do if some of the starts are together and it's only going to be 3 days rest, maybe once or twice you have to use him. That's fine. So if I was a gambling person, I'd say the Mets. If I had to. It's Copper from New York City. I can't recall the precinct. Oh, it works at. Oh, I grew up knowing the 69th precinct in Brooklyn because my best friend's pizza place, all the 69th guys, all the guys from the 69th came to our pizza place. So it was like one of the safest places to work because the cops loved us. Yeah, man, we're always hungry. We're Jet fans. We're New Yorkers, man. We appreciate food. It's not, most Jet fans grew up in a place that has amazing food, and you grow up in an amazing place, like for food, like New York. You're gonna love it. It's so cultural, You grow up in like the Jewish houses with Jewish deli and bagels, and you go to your friend's house and you get homemade pasta sauce that they have sitting in jars in the basement with homemade wine, and they're making you stuffed mushrooms and food you can't believe. And the restaurants that did 15 pizzerias in your restaurant, even the worst one is the best pizza in any other city. I mean, when you grow up with that, you appreciate food, and that's not it. It's not just because a lot of people will talk about the deli, the bagels, the pizza, the Italian food, the rest of Italian food. We also have very good Chinese food. It's very different than the West Coast, and it's very unique to what it is, but it's very good. Like, for example, I can't find a freaking egg roll on the West Coast to save my life. There is nothing like a Brooklyn egg roll from one of those bulletproof window places. Best egg rolls in the world. Also, I know somebody who grew up in Canarsie. His parents, he was loaded with money because they had a Polish deli, which was outstanding. I mean, there's nothing you can't get in New York. It's not outlandish. I mean, you go to 2nd Avenue and like Upper East Side, there's a strip of Indian restaurants that's like the best Indian food in the country. Like everything is just in New York. There's nothing you can't get there. And also the Halal Brothers or whatever, if you like the lamb and the chicken on rice with the tahini sauce or whatever, There's so many good things in New York. It's just out of control. Italian pastries. Oh my God. You go to an Italian bakery. I can go all day. There's just so much to do, so much to eat there. I don't smoke weed, but I think the laws need to be so relaxed. Yeah, I mean, decriminalize, because we're sick and tired of losing the police force and wasting money trying to control it. Like, who cares, right? It's none of our business. So it's just yeah, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense, right? I'm not even getting political. It's because I don't think it's either side of the fence. I think it's just common sense. It's like decriminalize things that that can't be stopped anyway, right? That aren't a big deal. It's like, it's just it's amazing, people that will, imagine somebody sitting there drinking alcohol saying marijuana shouldn't be legal, and they're drinking alcohol. It's kind of hypocritical. Schlag, the thick bacon, the schlag. That's right. I forgot the name. Schlag. What kind of Jew am I? You're allowed 3 plants per person in New York. Oh, in California, you're allowed to grow 6 plants. Former Falcons receiver Russell Gage intends to sign with the Bucks per source. Okay, it's not Jets news, but it's news. Butchered. Bassett. Okay, Butchered. That's gonna be my new name. Jeremy Butchered Cravat. Islanders are still alive. Yeah, the Islanders, man, they were good last year. They went on that run. Do you have Facebook page for NFL visit? I PM if you're no, the only social media that I'm on is I'm on Instagram as Jeremy Cravat, and I'm on Twitter is at Jeremy Cravat 2. If you follow me, I'll follow you. Maybe I'll start a Facebook page. I didn't really think of that. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Facebook is weird because it's like, it's not Jet fans necessarily with me. It's like people I grew up with and knew from work and different jobs and different places I've lived in the country. Sometimes I broadcast to Facebook, like my Wednesday show. But I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like people I work with that couldn't care less. Like, like all of a sudden they're seeing me on. I don't know. It's weird, but I don't know. I'll think about it. But if you look me up at Jeremy Cravat 2, you can also just throw me an email. It's jcravat@gmail.com. Here, I'll put it in the chat. Everybody knows it already, so there's no point in hiding it. So there, it's in there. jcravat@gmail.com. Broncos re-sign Bobby McLean. So also remember, as I try to build the channel, that I have tons of stuff. It worked the other day. I went out to Green Bean's channel. I said, I'll give this thing away. And I gave 3 packs away. And I said, I just have to get up 10 subscriptions. And I went from 315 to 325. It worked. I gained 10 subs in 15 minutes. So, so that obviously works. I just got to find guys that let me come on their channel that have a lot of people and say, sub to my channel now and you'll be eligible to win this prize, and then give it away. I tried to do it on John's channel and he's like, no. He goes, give it away on your channel, bro. I'm like, no. Because I wasn't like disgustingly plugging my channel on your show. I didn't come on your show to plug my channel. I came on your show to give something away and plug my channel. Like I didn't want a free plug. That was cheesy. I came on to talk to you, but I also wanted to like make the show better for him. I wanted to come on and say, hey, Jets Today viewers, I'm going to reward you for following John and supporting him. I want to give away something. But the one caveat is, to win, you have to subscribe to my channel. This way, everybody wins. You hit a subscribe button, and in return, you get a chance to win something. And guess what? I'm going to keep giving things away, so don't unsubscribe. Right? It was a simple thing. Oh, did I not? Whose draft picks would you rather have in the first 2 rounds, Jets or Giants? Well, don't the Jets have 4 and the Giants only have 3? I mean, I like the 4, but the Giants have 2 inside the top 10. I think that we can have what the Giants have. Like if we want to, we could trade the 4 back, even with the Giants, or somewhere like in there, right, to 6 with Carolina, like maybe, and get an extra 2nd round and 3rd round pick, or get some draft picks or something for next year. So I wouldn't change where we are. I think point wise, I think Y2K can confirm point wise who has the better draft value this year, the Giants or the Jets. Y2K will figure it out. Why did you move to California? Weather, friends out here. I visit here. I used to live in the Bay Area and moved back to New York, so I went back and forth a few times. Went back because of my wife, and then for years, and after a few bad winters, we said we did this the wrong way around. We should go to California and enjoy the weather. And we visited our friends and had a great time and decided let's do it. Guys just opened up a spot in Las Vegas, not as good as the originals in New York. Oh, hello, guys. Yeah, they were supposed to come to Sacramento, and then the pandemic happened, so I don't know what's going to happen. But Hello Brothers was supposed to come here too. Yeah, I mean, I'd be into it, I guess, if they came. I wouldn't, it's not the same thing. The happiest thing in the world is BK Bagel. I went to bkbagel.com, and I'm able to order half par-baked bagels frozen with amazing lox that's frozen. The lox defrosts, and it's like Zabar's lox, and the bagels, when you bake them, come out of the oven like fresh bagels, like real Brooklyn bagels. So it changed my life. New York is the melting pot, and it's awesome. Yeah, best food, man. Best food. Is this true? Jets signed cornerback DJ Reed. Is that true? Is that true? And is he good? Tell me about him. Tell me about him. I don't think you would lie about something like that. I'm looking, though, and I don't see anything about it. Is it not enough to make news? Is he just a scrub? Is it true? Is it true, you big Neanderthal, you? Did the Jets just sign CB cornerback DJ Reed? Is he a step up from Eccles? We got him. Okay, how good is he now? Shalom to you too. Because I can't find it. Connor tweeted it. Okay. Is he good? Adam, help me out here. Is he good? Yep, there it is. Okay, let me scroll to the bottom. Sorry to everybody, I'm skipping. It's true. Is he good? Is he good? Is he good? Is he good? 3 years, $33 million, $11 million a year. He must be good, right? He must be really good if we're giving him $11 million a year. Say goodbye to Sauce Gardner. Holy cow! I gotta look up this guy. I don't know him. Why don't I know him? Because I spent so much time analyzing the draft. I don't know who anybody is in free agency. Who is he? And why isn't Ian Rappaport reporting it? I thought I could trust you, Ian Rappaport. I thought you knew stuff. The hell? Here it is. Connor Hughes. Okay. Come on, Connor. The Jets big players here. No? Okay, wait a second. Where is it? Where are you finding this? And is he good? Invite me in. Okay, Nick. All right, Nick. Oh, God. Okay. You think it's easy to invite you in, but I got to go through a whole process here. Copy the clipboard. Copied. Okay. Now go to email. I'm going to text it to you and Adam. I don't know if Adam can make it, but Control V. We're going to come in there and expect me to intelligently talk like this, and I immediately don't know who the hell he is. Okay. Admittedly, don't know who he is. Okay. I saw the name once or twice. I never thought we'd seriously make a big contract for a quarterback. I thought we would draft somebody. I honestly didn't expect us to sign one. That's very surprising to me. Okay. Copy link. Should have just had Nick in to begin with. What was I thinking? Okay. Nick, I need your phone numbers because I'm tired of having to go into Facebook message to give you things. Baby, won't you just give me your number? You got a man crush on me anyway. Okay. All right, brother, get in here. All right, everybody. People must be talking about him by now. So Gitmo Bobby, you here? How come you're not talking about him? What the hell's going on? Whoa. What's going on here? Okay, that's out. Drafted in 2018 by the Niners. Oh, good. System guy. Former Niner and Seahawk. How old is he? 80 tackles a year, 2 interceptions a year. Here, good and sticky. He's short. Did he ever make a Pro Bowl? He's really short. He's young, knows defensive system, familiar with Salah. Great tackler. Okay. Is he going to start over Eccles, right? Is he better than Eccles? He must be better than Eccles. If we're paying him $11 million a year, it would be kind of stupid if he's not better than Eccles. 78.6 PFF grade. Okay. 25 years old, and he's played for all those teams. When did he start playing at 16? 25 is perfect age. 25, 26, 27, 28. That's a good 4 solid years of prime. Okay, here he is. Here he is, guys. Here he is, the man with the plan. The man who knows something. What's up, brother?
How are you? Yeah, it was going nuts because we were posted in the comments, but you're a good show. You have a lot of followers, so you were so many comments behind. Yeah. I'm like, scroll down. We had a whole conversation going on in the chat, and you were still talking about locks. And I'm like, scroll down, Jeremy. Yeah, so he Salah had him for 2 years. He was at the 49ers for 2 years. He's been with Seattle the last 2 years, so he's still young. You know, he's hitting free agency for the first time, going on that second contract. I don't know the details of the contract. I know it's 3 for 33, but I don't know how much guaranteed. You know what I mean? Are there outs? So Salah, we said it. I said he's going to go get guys who know his system and guys that he trusts and guys who have played for him. That's what he does.
I should know something's going on as soon as I saw the people go up in the chat. Like it went from 13 to 23 in 90 seconds. I should have figured out what's going on. People jump online as soon as we sign somebody, and I should have figured that out.
So Samini just tweeted, the Jets are signing DJ Reed. They were never interested in Stephen Gilmore. It was either Reed or Darius Williams or Dante Jackson.
Okay, so does this mean that how strongly do you believe that this means we are not drafting Sauce Gardner? Does that make you 100% confident, or are you not at all? Like, do you think we still take him?
I've been one saying that Robert Salah has never taken a corner with any defense he's been associated with in the first round. This is all about the front, and then they get guys they could coach up on the back end. I would be floored. My jaw would drop if we announce a cornerback in round 1. Not just Gardner, any cornerback in round 1. Now, I know we have 2 picks, so that might change things. But when you look at the history of the 49ers and their first-round picks, it's O-line, it's D-line. They took a safety, Reed, at the end of round 1 with like the 28th pick. But everything in the top 10 has been McGlinchey, Ayupati, all the D-line guys. It's been Anthony Davis from Rutgers 10 years ago. It's that this 49er team has been built early picks in the trenches. I would be floored if we take any cornerback.
So Dom C thinks that it does not preclude us. And we're gonna have different opinions on this, and that's fine because I know he loves Stingley. So let's back up a second though and think about this from a different perspective. Okay, we have a cornerback. So again, it's the same weight that was lifted with right guard, I think, in a sense, right? Yeah. Definitely less pressure. There's still guys like Roger McCreary that will be second, third rounds. Kyler Gordon. It doesn't have to be a first round pick. We could still bring in a quality cornerback through the draft without it having to be a top 15 pick, right? So all of that is still there. Trent McDuffie is also a guy who might fit our scheme, I think, that people rule out because he's a one-scheme guy, but it's our scheme, right? So there's a lot of possibility that we'll still go cornerback, but the point is the pressure is off. It makes it even more that we say there's 2 things. Obviously, we're not signing edge, we're drafting edge. And it's like it's becoming clearer and clearer that we're definitely going to draft an edge. I mean, there's no question about it. It's just becoming the bigger and bigger need as we go through this process.
I just want to add this about Reed real quick. Connor Hughes tweeted, he's a really good number 2 cornerback, good ball skills, and plays much bigger than his 5'9" frame. Other words used to describe him are instinctive, elite competitor, versatile, and a great guy. Seattle loved him. The Jets will too. Okay. Seattle wanted to keep him, but the market got too big for him.
So what I'm feeling right now is that there's a very good chance we're going to trade back one of the 2 picks. I think with what we're doing now, it's making me feel we're definitely going to trade back one of those 2 picks. Not too far, but I'm thinking and starting to believe more and more that there's a stronger and stronger chance we're going to end up with a Nakobe Dean.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
Yeah, like I'm thinking 10 or 4, maybe 10 goes back to 15, 16, maybe 4 goes back to 15, 16, maybe a trade with the Eagles. Where they might not necessarily give us 2 number 1s, but they might give us, a second for this year and next year, whatever, a big haul.
Yeah.
We go back to 15, 16, and we grab Nakobe Dean right there.
Yeah, that's the sweet spot, I think, for Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean, Devin Lloyd, Jameson Williams.
Jordan
Brooks
Davis
could be there. So it's going to be interesting with how Joe manages this, because we obviously have a lot of guys that we love, we want, we've discussed, we've mocked to us, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how he manages the draft, because I don't see him. I would bet everything I got he's not picking at 4 and he's not picking at 10. He's not picking at both of them. He might move 1. He might move 2. Who knows? Maybe Joe doesn't love this class as much as we do, and maybe he says there's more value next year. Let me trade out of here, because he's having a good free agency so far. You got the picks in the second round,
and he would still get good players. Like if he trades for next year and this year and gets a lot, late first rounds or a lot more early second and third rounds, it might not be as top heavy a draft, but there's a lot of good players in this draft. We could certainly grow the quality of the team. Now, look, if he traded back for 2 picks and ended up with getting Jordan Davis and a Nakobe Dean, like, oh my God, right? And also, I should say, we also increase the chances that we're going to see a wide receiver early. Like suddenly a Garrett Wilson starts to come into the conversation.
Yeah.
Like maybe we do pick Garrett Wilson really early.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. I mean,
before the ACL, my number 1 guy was Jameson Williams.
Yeah.
My number 2 was Burks, and my 3 was Wilson. So if we come out with any of those 3 guys, I think it's a huge win.
Yep. I mean, the one thing that we could all agree is that we're in a sweet position, man. We're in a really exciting position. We are filling holes right now in free agency. We still haven't, to my estimates, 11, 14, still about 15 million solid that we can spend, with leaving us with flexibility. So we still got so we could still fill yet another hole if we want, or we could spread that out, just build some depth. It seems like we just pushed Eccles to be a depth guy, which is not a bad guy for depth.
No. The more competitive the room is, and the more the competitive on the field, the better we are as a team, right?
Yeah.
I want guys fighting for playing time. I don't want it handed to anybody.
Yeah.
Earn your time.
Yeah. I mean, I love that Eccles can come in as a CB3. I love it. Guidry, that's depth. That's depth.
Right now, your top 4 are Hall, Reed, Carter, and Eccles.
Yeah. And Guidry is the 5th.
And Guidry's 5th with great speed, right?
Yeah.
And when you're playing cornerback, you're rotating these guys. You might play more one week. The 4th or 5th cornerback might bump up into the 3 spot because they're a better matchup against the other receivers.
We forgot about somebody. What am I saying? It's Hall, Reed, Michael Carter II. Eccles, Guidry. It's look good. It's a good secondary.
It's a good young group, right? And this coaching staff is always predicated teaching and coaching them up and technique. They don't need a Darrelle Revis in his prime because it's not what the scheme dictates.
Yeah.
Reed is only 25. Opponents completed only 39% of passes when targeting Reed in man coverage. So that's what it reminds me of when I'm seeing with this height and everything. It reminds me of Ray Mickens. Remember Ray Mickens?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He was with Aaron Glenn and Marcus Coleman, and he was a slot guy. But with his size, you can compare him to Aaron Glenn too, because Glenn wasn't the biggest guy, but he was very good man corner.
Yeah. Yeah. And Gitmo Bob pulls out something I was just thinking. I was just about to say this.
I thought it too earlier. I didn't say
Yeah.
it.
I mean, if we don't sign a safety, more and more it puts Hamilton in play. I know it goes against what he's been known to do, but
Yeah.
he's also said things like, you don't
The
pass
unicorn comment, right?
unicorn comment. I mean, I know it's not the most popular. I know it's very unpopular with some people. I know, but I have reservations. Also, I have there's part of me that really hates it, but I'm not gonna lie and not say that part of me would be excited though. Like if they took him,
Yes.
I would be concerned and I'd say I don't know if that was the right pick. But at the same time, you're not going to be excited to see what this guy does in the NFL. I mean, he's a freak.
Yeah. I'm leaning the way yesterday went with getting the guard, getting the tight end, re-signing Berrios. The way I'm seeing the draft as of this moment right now, right? It can change based on an alert can come in 5 minutes from now that we signed the Honey Badger, right? Which kind of then takes the Hamilton thing off the table. But as of this moment right now, and free agency is fluid. It's constantly changing. So I wouldn't be surprised. I would be kind of surprised with Hamilton, but I wouldn't be completely surprised if we do take Hamilton 4, and then at 10 you go get Tavon Walker, Jermaine Johnson, you go get the edge, and then you take the 2 and like a 4, and you try to trade back. Maybe Burks falls, maybe London fall. Who knows who's going to fall? Maybe Jameson Williams slides, and Douglas is just like, we got to go get this receiver. This is what we need, and make a jump. I do not see him being the Idzik 12. Remember the Idzik 12 where we were all excited thinking about we're going to move all over the draft? That freaking moron stayed at all 12 spots, didn't move once. I don't see that happening with Douglas. He's going to maneuver all over, trade back, trade up. It's going to be exciting.
He is
that I'm starting to change when I said frickin'. I know I'm a New Jersey guy with cursing, but that's respect to you and your channel. I'm starting to add frickin' in instead of cursing.
No, there's a lot of that was brutal. And JD is way too smart for that, and he's way too good and shifty for that. Like he's not gonna. I think those days are behind us that we have to worry about that kind of crap. Like we're gonna be golden. So as far as all that's concerned, we're gonna, like, when we have heavy draft capital, we're gonna make good with it and just be smart with it. And like in that kind of situation, we would definitely combine some of those picks and move up and make use of it.
I keep seeing in the comments.
It's funny that no matter how many holes we fill, we still have the flexibility in this draft to take best value, because we still, with these picks, have best value. Edge, Hamilton versus wide receiver versus defensive tackle, which is now in play, I think, if we trade back, versus linebacker. There's still 4 positions of heavy need. We need linebacker still. We still need safety. We still need a number 1 wide receiver or a complement, to the guys we have. And we need an edge. We still have 4 very strong needs. And we need a tight end. So we have 5 strong needs, 4 top 40 picks. So we still need to get one more of those needs, fulfilled.
It's going to be interesting. The thing that we're lucky as Jets fans to have is a general manager who, through amazing trades, got us 4 picks in the first 2 rounds. Basically you could say 5 because it's an early 3. So we can go tight end, wide receiver, edge, linebacker. We can get all 5 guys. It's just a matter of hitting on them. But we can go and attempt to fill these needs with draft picks.
Yeah, insanely enough, with the guys that are moving up on the boards, it's starting to become not likely, but it's starting to become a possibility that Nakobe Dean could be there in the 2nd round. I know people think that's crazy because he can also go at 15, but he can also go at 35. There's lots of things going around. There's so many players they're saying are moving up, and everybody has to remember, every time someone moves up into the 1st round, somebody gets pushed out of the 1st round. And depending on how many quarterbacks go in the 1st round, there's going to be some surprises. Some people that get pushed out of that 1st round. I don't see how it could happen with Nakobe Dean. To me, he's so good. Like, he's so good. It would be
Yeah.
impossible
I'd be
to imagine.
surprised if Philly keeps those 3 picks. I'd be very surprised if he gets past those 3 Philly picks. Samini tweeted, DJ Reed will be an outside cornerback for the Jets. Incumbents Bryce Hall and Brandon Eccles are expected to compete for the other outside position. This doesn't preclude them from drafting another corner. So
Wow.
I saw some comments coming in about safety, free safety, but he was signed as a cornerback.
Okay. Well, with his height, he better be a cornerback, right? I mean, or can you be a 5'9" safety? I don't know. But he's obviously very talented. If he's a boundary corner at that size, that means he has every other attribute. So here we are. We're sitting here. They're saying Eccles will compete with Bryce Hall. I'm not surprised by that. There are some people who laid claim that the Jets, there are people inside of the Jets organization that believe that Eccles has the potential to be better than Hall or has the higher ceiling.
Play it out on the field.
No, I don't care.
I don't
Competition.
care who's out there. Let the best man play. Like I have no rooting interest in rooting for or against the Jet. Let the best man play. If you want the job, beat him for it.
Yep.
That's all it comes down to. That's the way of the NFL.
Oh, but Joe is saying something that's opposing. That's different than what we're hearing. He's saying Jeremy Reed never played outside corner, kind of used as a moron. Is that true? Did he play slot?
It's coming from Samini too. Bleacher Report. Everyone said cornerback. Everybody's saying corner.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's also weird because he never played outside corner. But you're saying that, but why would they're not looking to replace Michael Carter II? Like a slot corner is not our need, right? We have Michael Carter II. He was a top 10 guy his rookie year. He's potentially an All-Pro in the future in that position. So what would we use him for if not an outside corner? Guidry is also a versatile guy who's a decent backup for the slot corner. I don't know. We have to. It's weird because Samini. It's not just Samini. It's Connor Hughes and Samini. Two people are saying it that he's a corner. Well, against Joe. Does Joe know more than Rich Samini and Connor Hughes? It's possible. They are the beat, but.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can find anything on it now to add to the conversation.
Okay. We can also ask Joe Blewett.
Maybe they had to move him to safety to help mask for Jamal Adams' deficiencies. It all goes back to a dig at Jamal. So CBS Sports does have DJ Reed listed as a free safety.
Really?
At his size, I mean, I trust Salah. Salah had him for 2 years. All right, and this is no knock on anyone in the chat, myself included. Anything we say about him, Salah knows more than any of us. So if Salah signed him to be corner, I trust Salah knowing because he had him in the room for 2 years on his defense.
Let me think.
It says he's very versatile, so maybe that's why he was able to flip. Maybe he moved based on Seattle's needs at the time.
Yeah, I mean, he's the 9th graded, 78.9 graded cornerback. How would they move him to safety? Although they moved Pinnock to safety. But they're saying he's graded as a cornerback. Joe keeps on saying safety. Are you talking about the other Reed? Is he talking about the other Reed that got signed by someone else?
Oh, the 49ers safety Reed?
Yeah. Is that the mistake that's being made here? Like, Joe, are you thinking of the wrong Reed? Because Justin Reed, right? There was a guy, Justin Reed, I wanted us to sign.
I think so. I think he was a 49er pick that I mentioned earlier. That was the first rounder.
Make up for Jamal.
Yeah, Rusty. I just said the same thing. I saw Rusty's comment come in. He had to make up for Jamal's deficiencies.
Really?
Hey, we all
confusion in the chat.
We all know that Robert Salah hasn't changed his scheme, if he's bringing the guy in, I trust that he knows the guy can play in the scheme, right?
Connor Hughes is also saying that the Jets are still very involved in the safety market.
That's true. I'm curious to know where our cap number is.
I'm just going by the off draft simulator and who we've signed and didn't sign. Like everybody estimated by the time, no matter what combination of guys you let go and restructured or whatever, we were coming out with like 40 million without restructuring Mosley, and actually like 47 million because you have to, like, when you consider having to, it was like 47 million. So I have it right now in my mind that we had 25 and we just spent 11 of it. So I'm thinking we have about 14 million left, like approximately. Like we still have enough to get a 10 to 12 million dollar guy and still have some cap flexibility after the draft. If we restructure,
Screaming honey badger to me, man.
Honey badger. What is the obsession with honey badger?
I think he just brings an attitude and a swagger to the defense. And one of his former teammates, McCoy, Shady, who's the running back? Shady McCoy. He was there for a year and didn't play for the Super Bowl. But I don't like that. It says the Jets app says corner. Let's hold on, Jets, because you already did this with Anthony Barr 2 years ago. Let's not put anything on the app until pen is to paper. We saw it again today with Randy Gregory. I'm saying it tongue in cheek, Joe, but I'm not picking whoever. Eminon, am I saying that right? Eminon said it with the Mark Gastineau picture. I hope the Jets put nothing on social media that can be used against them, because Dallas tweeted a picture of Randy Gregory. He's coming back 15 minutes later. Denver Broncos are like.
How did Reed play safety for Seattle if they had Quandre Diggs and Jamal Adams?
Rotational, maybe certain schemes he played it.
Yeah, but he
I don't know. I don't watch Seattle that much, and when I did, I was usually just staring at Jamal and watching him get dogged by tight ends and receivers.
You know, in today's NFL, it doesn't matter. It's like our secondary needs to be able to cover people. So it's just another guy thrown into the mix that's going to be on the field to cover tight ends, to cover slot receivers, to cover whoever he has to cover. We need to cover guys. We need to cover guys. We need to be able to cover running backs and tight ends and all the different positions in today's NFL. So we'll see what happens. We just got a couple of people who jumped on. Did something happen? Is there news? Because that's what that seems to mean nowadays. So Buffalo.
Maybe the news of Reed is hitting everybody.
So the Jets sign a cornerback. This is according to the Buffalo Jet fan, TJ Reed, who previously played under Coach Saleh. PFF score of 78.6. That's higher than any other Jets cornerback over the last 3 seasons. Big question. He and MC1 are both 5'10", can either play on the outside. Okay. So that's acknowledging to me that he played on the inside, because he's sitting there asking, can he play on the outside? Like, can either of those guys go to the outside? So it's going to be interesting. We did play a lot of 2-5. We have to remember that. So we don't know what their plan is. It's a very unique defense. It's not like your typical just normal NFL defense. I think that Saleh is being like an innovator. I think he's creating his own thing. You know what I mean?
All the great ones do, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think
ones who think outside the box and get creative. Look at Belichick. No one has done it better than he has, right?
Yep.
The stuff he's able to throw at quarterbacks confuses the hell out of them. So if we can get to a level where we have the players where we can throw out some crazy schemes and some crazy packages, I'm all for it. Yeah, I coach defense. I love being like the guy to think of something to do that like other people haven't.
I can totally see you out there.
Oh, I'm a nut.
Pissed off the whole time.
No, man, I'm the one cheering like a maniac and encourage the kids make a tackle. We flex at each other on a big I'm all about TFLs. I don't care about any other stats. I want tackles for loss. That's my main thing. So the boys, when they get that tackle for loss, they look up and we flex at one another.
You should have been Young Spaghetti's coach. He needed a coach like you. His coach didn't give him. His coach didn't give him a break, man. Didn't give him a break.
I don't want egg salad. Egg salad. I want to be able to sit in a room with myself for the next 3 days.
Why does Dom C get the shepherd's pie? Can we? Obviously, Dom C doesn't find it yet. 2018 5-game free safety, 1 game strong 6-game slot. 2019 3 games outside, 3 rest slot safety. 2023 20 slot and safety. Okay, Joe Campione needs to. We need
Tell us where the hell he got those stats from.
I believe him. It's like I believe him over Connor Hughes or Samini maybe, because those guys are just they're looking at the name of the position and where like how much do they cover or watch Seattle. So wherever Joe's getting it, it seems for real. And then Buffalo Jets fan was saying the same thing. Can either play on the outside. So it sounds legit like that. That's what they are.
Another thing that fits the Joe Douglas era, versatility, right? Guys who can play multiple positions.
I believe you, man. He's going crazy. He's like every text is. I believe you. I'm going to say it. We just addressed free safety, okay? He's going to be our free safety. That's how they're going to use him. That's how they're going to use him. So does that take Hamilton out of the picture?
I hope. I don't want Hamilton. I really don't.
I mean, maybe they're just going to revamp the secondary. Maybe that's what they're going to do. They're going to take an edge and Sauce Gardner, and they're going to have this guy in the back at safety with LaMarcus, and Joyner, and maybe it's starting. Maybe it's like they're just going to now all of a sudden have Gardner and Bryce
I would much
Hall.
rather Gardner over Hamilton, to be completely honest.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden we have Sauce, Bryce Hall. We have this guy with LaMarcus Joyner. We have Michael Carter II. We have Guidry as a backup guy. Eccles as a backup guy.
Riley played nice for us up until he gave up the touchdown against the Bucs because he was a little bit out of position.
Ashton Davis in the early downs is a good run stuffer. Maybe that's what we're doing. Maybe that's how we're going to build defense up. We still got to get pressure on the quarterback though, and we still need some linebackers. So
that's the first football comment I've seen from J. Cole.
Yeah,
that's a good comment.
Yeah.
You should stick with more football comments, man. That's a very good comment. Forget egg salad and spaghetti. Not that I have anything against it, but in here, that's a good comment, dude. I would stay that course.
For 5 seconds, he managed to stay focused. Think of a topic.
Drop the gem. He dropped the gem. Good for him. I knew he had it in him.
Take a bow, Young Spaghetti. Take a bow. You just put in a really good comment. There's so much potential and possibility. Like we know what we're going to do.
And that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of Joe Douglas, right? Like, even still, all these signings we've had the last 2 days, 6 guys we brought in? We still have no idea which direction we're going to go with the draft.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of crazy to be so, we've never had a GM that keeps us so out of the loop.
I love it. I love that there's no leaks out of Florham Park. I absolutely love it. People can guess and prognosticate all they want, but when push comes to shove, you really have no idea which direction he's going. Now, we all knew we needed a right guard, so obviously Daniels, Scherf, Tomlinson were the conversation.
It makes me think, though, that I kind of imagine Saleh in a room with Joe Douglas saying, I really love this kid. I could do so much with this kid. This kid could help our defense. Here's how he's going to help our defense. I could see him pleading the case.
And then I could see this. He only plays one position. Cross him off the board. Not versatile enough.
But I could just see those conversations happening. Like Saleh's explaining why it's a fit for his defense and what he's going to do with the guy and why it's going to make the defense better. Probably Thibodeau, trade down for Dean, take a box safety. It's going to be interesting. We need edge. And I did not
I
expect
think it's safe to say we're going to get that. One of these picks has to be edge. The way they talk about D-line, and you look at Joe Douglas coming up with Ozzie Newsome. They took D-line, they took O-line. You look at Salah and the Niners, O-line, D-line. This is why I believe these guys have meshed so well, because their philosophy and ideology is on par with one another.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if your fronts are good, everyone else becomes better. You can have a shutdown cornerback, big deal. We could throw it the other way all game and big deal. You didn't give up any catches, but we still put up 35 points on you. Yeah. So when you have a pass rush and they're dominating the game, it's going to be very hard for offenses to operate. And same thing on offense. Now that we got a very, very good line in 3 drafts, we didn't even get to the 3rd draft yet for Joe, and the line is completely overhauled.
Yeah. All this, and it's looking very good right now.
Yeah.
Man, that offensive line is just like holy mackerel.
Yeah. And if we want to upgrade McGovern, we save $9 million if we cut him. So it's like he's got to be, every time the text goes off on his phone, he's gonna be like, oh shit. Like, now that the line is good, we're gonna get rid of you.
Yeah, his job is not super secure. It's like definitely we'll see. But it's not a disgusting like hole in the team, because especially because he played better towards the end of the year, like and now he's going in with that system, finally the same system. And they do say he plays better when there's better players around him. Like he played better when LDT came on and GVR was gone. So there is a chance he'll play respectably enough that we don't have to address it right away. But if the opportunity is there to cut $9 million and improve in the position, you know JD's going to take it.
Yeah.
So no reason not to.
Yes, sir. All right, brother. I got some stuff to do. I got to get to the basketball games in a little bit.
Okay.
Had a job interview and they made an offer today.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Yeah.
That's you have to go to Iowa or something for 2 weeks?
No. That was a potential CDL thing, but it's smoke and mirrors, man. It's nonsense. It was a freaking scam, basically.
Okay. Well, congratulations.
You put your resume on Career Builder, and then all of a sudden you're getting like people calling you up saying, I have a job in town for you to drive a Ford Explorer to my father to the doctor every day, $50 an hour. Send me your bank account information so we can get you paid.
Oh my God. Ridiculous. All right, everybody.
It's like apartments. It's like scams now. Like they're trying to scam people through jobs. But yeah, this one actually, a recruiter contacted me and got me linked up. First interview was yesterday. Second interview was today, and they just made the offer right before we came on there. So good stuff.
Yep. All right, peeps.
All right, brother.
Thanks for joining, Nick. Everybody, take care. I don't know when I'll be on again. Definitely 100% tomorrow night for Wacky Wednesday, but you never know. I might be back before that, maybe even today if something big happens. So keep your eyes and your ears open. Thanks for joining. Everybody, take care. Have a good day. Go Jets.
Thank you.
What'd you say?
Later, Jeremy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I like that you hit it and came right back.
Oh yeah. Go. Amazing. That's my boy. Breaks away from a sack and completes the pass for first down.
Oh, Kittle just may have made the most amazing catch.
He fights for the first down and gets out of bounds too.
It's no good. Overtime. Oh, what a catch. How do you drop that? What are you, Jamal Adams? Touchdown.
This is a touchdown all the way.
He reached over the pylon. San Francisco beat Cincinnati.